What do women want? The age-old question the brave adventurers have climbed mountains in search of. Men have gone to war for the sake of the truth. Scholars have scoured the earth, studying, reading, desperately looking for answers. And yet, there were none to be found. You know why? Because even women don't know what the fuck they want, bruh. I'm of the opinion that all women are bipolar in nature, right? Because when a man wants something, he sticks to it and is consistent with it, almost to the point of seeming hard-headed and stubborn at times. But women, never have I ever. As a guy, there'll come a time in your life where you have to make a decision. It's unavoidable, and that's knowing whether to give a woman space or attention when she's upset. Probably about something silly as fuck too, like you not noticing she got her left pinky finger painted. Ask around, even women have no idea if they want space or attention. You give her attention, she either lashes out with more and more toxicity, or she replies your text with as much enthusiasm as she'd give her Raid Shadow Legends ad on YouTube. You give her space, she becomes upset that you aren't giving her attention, and then she goes Super Saiyan and unlocks a secret superpower. The art of jumping to conclusions. I've had so many what do women want moments in my life, but in this video, I'm gonna be sharing 3 of them with you guys. So me and my friend Sophia got invited to this party a few months ago. It was being hosted by Hassan, a longtime friend of ours, and we'd been looking forward to it for weeks, because a lot of friends we hadn't seen in a long time were gonna be there. Now, Sophia had 2 cars, but the idea of getting behind the wheel and being the one in control of the motion of the vehicle scared her so much, and so whenever we went out together, I'd always drive. She seemed to enjoy having someone drive her everywhere she wanted to go, and I actually enjoy driving. So we were good, yeah? We had an understanding. Fast forward to the night of the party, I get dressed, go over to pick her up, and bro, she is so sick, she could barely move. Seeing as she was in no shape to be at any party, I call up Hassan to tell him we're not going to be able to make it. But then she stops me and tells me to go instead. And I'm like, are you sure about that? She's like, yeah, my mom's home, so I'll be fine. I know you've been looking forward to the party, and I don't want to be the reason you miss it, so go on without me. So I'm second guessing the whole thing, but she insists, so I say, okay, and I leave. And bro, the party was awesome. I got to see people I hadn't seen in ages. I met new people. It was a good time all around. I was worried about Sophia though, so I didn't stay too long. After a few hours, I went back to her house. She's looking a bit better now. At least she's walking and moving around by herself. And I'm like, wow, you're looking much better. She looks at me and doesn't say anything. Yo, you good? No response. The complete cold shoulder, I know you're here, but I'm gonna act like you don't exist treatment. And this wasn't an accident. She knew what she was doing because she knew my biggest pet peeve was being ignored. She was ignoring me on purpose. So I put her car keys on the table and left the house. More confused than anything else because I had no idea what was wrong. Not 2 minutes after I left, I get a text. It's from Sophia and she says, you went to the party without me. What do women want? It all made sense now, or at least as much sense as it can with a woman. She was upset that I went to the party that she talked me into going to. What? I put my phone back in my pocket and walked to my house because all I wanted to do at that point was sleep. Woke up to a bunch of apology messages, but I wasn't exactly upset. I understood. It was a woman. Y'all remember Lisa, right? If you don't know who she is, and you probably don't follow the channel, and you aren't subscribed, do something about that, chief. Anyways, Lisa is my homegirl, and in previous videos, I've talked about how we've been friends for a long time. Friends with benefits at different points, but there was never a relationship. And here's why. Lisa's a good 2-3 years older than I am. And bro, these days, it's like everyone feels okay clowning on love. And being in the streets is a cool thing to do. And I understand why. But I've always been a man of love. I love romantic TV shows and books, couples and social media. I love to see 2 people finding happiness in each other. I like commitments and exclusivity. I don't want to be fucking with someone that everybody else is fucking with, cause damn, what makes me different from everybody else? Don't make no sense to me. So when I first started fucking with Lisa, I was feeling her a bit. She was cool and we had an amazing relationship. And then one day, we're just texting. And she just starts talking about how she doesn't do love and how we have a good thing and how it will mess things up if I caught feelings, and that if I wanted to be in a relationship, I could go out and find someone that's not her because she's not down like that. Keep in mind that at this point, I hadn't made any move or shown any interest in anything like that. We were just chilling. So I'm like, damn, she really dropped the whole instruction manual for fucking with her. I'm like, okay, I see you, say less. Thank God she said something sooner. Packed up my little itty bitty feelings and flushed them down the toilet. At that point, it was strictly business. And business was booming. This was around the period I met my ex Grace. And we hit it off. She was an amazing person all around, and I was really feeling it. So I'm chilling at Lisa's one day and we're talking, and I tell her like, yo, I think I might be down to date this Grace girl. And she gives me this what the fuck look. And I'm like, what? And she goes, what about me?
Bro.
What do women want? I'm like, what you mean, what about you? And she starts talking about how she's been waiting for me to make a move and how she's been holding it down and how she stopped fucking with other niggas because she wanted me. And bruh, I just tuned out the rest of what she was saying, because if we didn't happen, that's on you, sis, not me. I went on to date Grace too, because why the fuck not? I was friends with this girl Clara a few years back, and no cap, she was fine as hell. Pretty smile, great personality, but the thing was, she'd never been able to find someone who she really connected with. And you might be wondering why. Until you asked her what she wanted in a man. 6 feet tall, light skinned, with a rock hard body, and long hair, and perfect teeth, and brown eyes, and smooth skin, and perfect smile, great personality. And I'm like, bruh, you might as well be creating this man in the Sims 3 character creator at this point. I mean, I understand having standards, but she was so picky. The guys kept coming and she kept swiping, no swiping. So one day, one of my homeboys texts me like, bruh, this Clara girl is bad, my G. I'm trying to holler at her. And me knowing her, I gave him a heads up on how picky she was. But he said he was down to try. And he did kind of meet her physical specs to a reasonable extent, I guess. So I'm like, what the heck, have a go at it. And it was perfect. He talked to me about how he was so nice, he was making her feeling things nobody else had before, and how she was so happy she'd found him. And at this point, they were hanging out at least 3 times a week. And after a while, he thought he had her in the bag. So did I. And so when he told me about his plans to officially ask her out about 5 months later, I was already congratulating my brother on this massive dub. Cause there was no way in the world that he was gonna bottle this, right? Yo, Clara, I've been thinking. We've been going out for a while now, and yo, I'm really feeling your vibe. You're not like these other girls, You different. I fuck with you. And I want to take sole ownership of the privilege to fuck with you. Cause I don't want nobody else having that. So I'm asking, will you be my girl? No. What do women want? Yo, 5 months deep, my boy was in love with this woman. And she just turned him down and ain't give him no explanation. But homie was a real G about the whole thing. So when I told him to move on, he knew it was in his best interest. He stopped talking to her as much, stopped texting her every day. Then one day, she texted him like, yo, what's up? You haven't been talking to me no more. And he's like, yeah, we didn't want the same thing, so I had to move on. And she had the audacity to say, I just wanted you to try harder. If that's the case, sis, then you might as well just date Lil Baby. He told her that they could be friends, but he was over the whole thing. He had to be. He was hurt. Rightfully so. And a while later, he got with this other girl. And they're still together till today. Super happy for my boy. If there's anything we've learned about women today, is that if you want to live a long life, avoid them with Kyrie Irving mobility, LeBron James consistency, and Kevin Durant efficiency. I'm kidding. I love y'all women, but still, y'all need to start making it easy for the rest of us, man. Come on.